Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be talking about Rick Grimes and these reunions that we need to see happen soon, in my opinion, because I think The Ones Who Live was a really big successful show, and I know for a fact the numbers that it pulled in. I know the numbers it pulled in exactly, and I will tell you guys right now, The Ones Who Live was a very, very successful show, a lot bigger than what people think. And Rick Grimes is a way bigger character than what you might think. He brings eyes to the screen, and he has a pull to him that a lot of people don't have, right? Rick Grimes really does bring in attention and bring in eyes on the Walking Dead universe. And I can tell you guys right now, we need to see reunions happening soon. We need to see Rick and Daryl. We need to see Rick and Ezekiel and Eugene and Gabriel and Aaron and stuff like that. We need to see his reaction to who has died. We need to see these things soon, in my opinion. And obviously, the first reunion that really needs to happen, in my opinion, is Daryl and Rick. I would just love to see it. It needs to happen, right? These guys are practically brothers, and they haven't seen each other in so long. And the only question I have, the thing that's kind of weird or kind of, I don't want to say annoying or irritating, but it just makes me question what's going on with the Walking Dead universe. The question I have is, how many seasons is Daryl Dixon going to get? How many seasons? Is it going to be 3 or 4, 5? How long are they going to postpone this reunion, right? I mean, we need to see this reunion happen soon, man, because Rick and Daryl have such a great dynamic. Obviously, I'm pretty sure there's Daryl Dixon season 4 confirmed. I believe that might be true. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe season 4 is going to happen. So, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that. And the other question I have is, can you bring back Rick Grimes without having the reunion with Daryl Dixon, right? Could you have a show with Rick in the Commonwealth with Ezekiel, maybe, and in his return with Michonne and obviously Judith and RJ and everybody? Could you have that Commonwealth show with Rick, right? Could you do that without having the reunion of Daryl Dixon and Rick Grimes? I think you could. I just think that it would kind of be a mistake. I think the next time they bring Rick back, you should have the reunions that we want to see. And obviously, those reunions would be great, but we want to see Rick and Daryl back together. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you guys think they could bring back Rick Grimes without having the reunion of Daryl Dixon and Rick? Because I don't know. It seems like that's going to have to be the case, right? There's obviously other characters that you could have reunite with Rick, like, Father Gabriel, and that would be interesting. Obviously, Gabriel and Rick had a very strange dynamic if you go back and rewatch the original series, right? Their dynamic and their friendship was very strange and very rocky and shaky at certain points, like in season 5 and stuff like that. And Rick really didn't trust Gabriel, and then Gabriel really stepped up and became a very trusted member of the group and stuff, right? I mean, Gabriel really transformed into a good character. And also, another question I have about the reunion phase and everything, right, is like, what's going on with Dead City? What's going on with the timeline and stuff like that? What's going to happen next time we see Rick? Maggie and Negan haven't mentioned Rick at all. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the timeline is really weird the way they're doing this. I know Scott Gimple is a genius. I know he gets a lot of hate, but I know he's a genius. I know he's a very smart guy, and he has a plan for all this. But I just don't know how it's gonna intertwine and come together, right? And just gel together. Another character would be Aaron. Rick and Aaron have a very good dynamic, and obviously Rick and Aaron have high respect for each other, and I think I would love to see that connection again, especially with Aaron practically being comic book Rick, right? And they're both missing hands now. It would be so funny to see Aaron's reaction to Rick not having a hand, right? That would be so funny, especially with Aaron being comic book Rick pretty much, right? I think it would be absolutely hilarious. He looks just like comic book Rick, dude. So, I mean, yeah, it would be awesome to see that. Obviously, there's Eugene, right? Eugene would be interesting. Eugene was another one of those characters where at a period in time, I feel like Rick and Eugene kind of had a little bit of a strange dynamic, but then as the show went on, they grew closer together. Rick and Eugene in season 9, before Rick left, had a really awesome dynamic, and Eugene really stepped up and became a very valued member of the group. And he was always a valued member because, he was always really intelligent and really smart. But also, obviously Rosita's death, like, what is Rick's reaction to that? That's going to be really awesome to see. And obviously it's going to be heartbreaking and sad because, Rick and Rosita do go back, a ways, right? I mean, to season 4 days. And yeah, I don't know, man. I think I want to see these things. I want to see these things happen. I think AMC knows how big of a star Rick Grimes is. I think Scott Gimple knows based on the numbers and the data that I have or that I found, that I heard about with the ones who live and how big and successful that show was, a lot more than what people think. I'll tell you that. I will say, I think they just know, hey, we can wait a second here, right? We don't have to have these things happen right now because as soon as Rick Grimes comes back, it's going to draw in millions and millions of viewers. I think that's what Scott Gimple is thinking. So maybe he's going to let Daryl Dixon get to, 4 seasons or 5 seasons or something like that before they have all these reunions and stuff. But I think that's a mistake, honestly. I really do, because I think the fans want to see this stuff happen sooner rather than later, right? We want to see these reunions happen. And we know Rick Grimes is a big star. We know Andrew Lincoln, Denai Guerrera, the Grimes family. We know it's a big deal, but I think you want to have this stuff happen sooner rather than later, even if you cannot have the Daryl Dixon and Rick Grimes reunion soon. I think you need to have all these other reunions, the Aaron and Gabriel, Ezekiel, Eugene, get his reaction to, Tara and Enid and Henry dying, right? I think these are the things you need to have happen sooner rather than later for sure, 100%. And I really hope all these rumors about Rick Grimes news, I hope they're true. I hope within the next week or two we have some confirmation that, Andrew Lincoln is coming back next year as Rick Grimes. And I really do hope sometime next year, late 2025 or possibly early 2026, we will have a new show starring Rick Grimes, Andrew Lincoln. Yeah, that would be absolutely incredible, man. So unfortunately, we're just here waiting, and this is just part of the process. We have to kind of be patient and give Scott Gimple and AMC a chance to, go over the numbers, figure out the dates, and work out a timeline to where they can bring back Rick Grimes, And obviously, there's those rumors going on about the news within the next few weeks, where Rick could possibly be coming back next year or something like that. And I think that's the move. Even if you can't have the Daryl Dixon reunion with Rick, you have to bring Rick back within the next year. Absolutely. Within the next year, Rick Grimes needs to be back on the big screen, in my opinion. So, anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think about the reunion phase? Obviously, we are in the reunion phase, like I was telling you guys, with, Daryl and Carol reuniting and everything like that. And, it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do. But we need to have these happen sooner rather than later at 1,000%. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I really appreciate it, guys, all the love and all the support. The channel's been doing so good lately, and it really means the world to me because I've been doing this for just over a year now, and to see this kind of growth this late into it, it really means the world to me. So be sure to drop a like and subscribe, drop a comment, share, do everything to help me out because it helps me out so much more than you think. Also, guys, for those of you who are wondering, you can click the link down below in the description and get some crazy Dr. Squatch discounts. If you guys don't know what Dr. Squatch is, it's the only hygiene product company that I use. I mean, they're the best in the game. I've been using them for about 5 years now, and I will never go back to traditional soaps or traditional stuff ever again. I mean, this is the best stuff on the market. In my opinion, I've tested so many different brands, and I always recommend Dr. Squatch to everybody. And everybody in my personal life that's used it has never gone back either. So make sure you guys click that link down below. Get some crazy discounts. A lot of this stuff is half off. So, I'm always looking out for you guys the best I can. But yeah, I love you guys. Click that link. Get some Dr. Squatch. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe out there in the crazy world, man. I love you guys. Peace out.